you look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts soaking wet is probably 210 pounds. Soaking wet. I mean, obviously, he has one of the strongest.
I bet he's more than that.
He's got strong legs. He obviously squats 650 pounds. Has one of the strongest legs in the NFL, and that's why the tush push is successful, even though he's not as big as Josh Allen. His strength, his leg strength, and his ability to push forward is what makes him very, very unique. But you have either a tight end and a fullback pushing you from behind and practically lifting you up. I mean, that's why the success rate is there. Now, again, going back to this year from the last 2 years, is Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce is a unique individual. This is an all-time great center. I think people forget how great Jason Kelce is because Jason Kelce played on arguably the best offensive line in football for how many years? I mean, for the last 8 years, I mean, you have Peters, you have Lane Johnson. I mean, these guys are going to be Hall of Famers, first ballot Hall of Famers. How many offensive tackles or offensive linemen are first ballot Hall of Famers? Not many of them. They already have 2 guys, and now 3. I mean, Jason Kelce is a first ballot Hall of Famer. These guys 100%. Are the best at their positions for almost 10 years. So, again, you go back, and of course Jeffrey Lurie's not going to say that it's illegal, and he's going to say that it should be fair. And I think the NFL likes the fact that this is a challenge, likes the fact that the Eagles are going to go for it like this. Stop it. Find a way to stop it. Bill Belichick is the king of finding ways to work a certain play and try to redefine the way to defend it. Bill Belichick is the king of doing that. There's got to be somebody out there that's going to figure it out. When they do, it's not going to work. And then the NFL is going to the Eagles are going to decide, hey, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. It's not going to succeed because once a coach figures it out, the whole NFL, the whole league is going to figure out how to stop it. Nobody's figured it out yet because it's very hard to stop somebody that is as strong as Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry, guys. When you know a guy can squat 650 pounds, just think about this. He squats as much as Saquon Barkley, okay? Think about it. Saquon Barkley's legs are twice the size of Jalen Hurts. And this guy's a quarterback. And he's not as big, as I said, as Josh Allen or even Patrick Mahomes. And this guy's squatting 650 pounds. And he maxed out at one time, I think I've read, almost close to 800. This is a quarterback. So I just think it's very hard to stop a guy that's as strong and as fast and has the ability and the athletic ability that he has. And again, the Eagles are not going to stop, and the league is not going to stop anything because the league knows that this has been going on for forever. Quarterback sneak's been around forever. Stop it. Find a way to stop it.
Yeah, they tried to.
Go ahead, Speedy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they tried to even 2023, I think it was the Bengals owner, Mike Brown, I think that wanted to ban it even then, too. And that's when all the discussion started, really, across the league. And, yeah, there's a way to do it. It was funny, shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers social media team. They actually posted mechanics on how to stop the tush push because they've been the best at it against it. Obviously, they did it in the playoff game. It was the infamous one. And I think they've stopped it the most among the teams so far. But there's adjustments that can be made with it, too. And I think some of these coaches have started to be more creative.
You're a defensive guy, Speedy. If you were a defensive coordinator in the league right now, this is a good question. Mm-hmm. If you're a defensive,
you got to talk to Fish on this too.
I will. I got a question here. If you were a defensive coordinator right now in the NFL, how would you defend it?
So you generally
don't do what the other teams are saying to do. If you were a defensive coordinator and you're looking at from X's to O's, how would you stop it?
So I would.
But hold on. What personnel are you working with?
That's what I'm going to explain. So I think you have to probably, like a traditional goal line defense is 3 defensive tackles. So I think you would have to add more if you're facing the Eagles. I think you probably would want 4 of them on the field. And then you would want 2 guys that are going to jump the ball like you would see on a field goal kick. Guys that could, a speed linebacker, speed edge rusher that has the vertical to be able to jump it and try to do it from both sides. You have to make them adjust in some way, which you saw the Eagles do this year a little bit with Saquon because Saquon is that good. They didn't really, Miles Sanders had the one good year, but he kind of fell off after that. So they didn't really have the other, second option to make that kind of thing work. So that's the way I would do it if I were, and again, you do it in different formations too. Defensive tackles, you could do sometimes like a triangle, you could do it maybe just 4 on the line. You could make it all different looks because I don't think it's going to be a play that's going to succeed a lot anyway, but that's the way I would do it. Now going back to the actual tush push thing, I think teams are starting to be more creative with it where they're not even just doing their quarterback either. I think the Niners have done it a few times with George Kittle. The Cardinals did it a few times with Trey McBride, lining him up in the backfield and you doing the tush push because they don't want obviously an undersized Kyler Murray to do it. So I think that's why the reason why it makes no sense all these teams want to ban it all of a sudden.
So look, the mistake that everyone's making that Jason Kelsey pointed out, which is why I think this didn't get banned, is that it's actually the center's play. It's not the quarterback's play. It's not the guard's play. It's not the running back's play. It's not the tight end that you put in at quarterback's play. It's the center. The center is the one that makes this play work because the center is going to do a technique he doesn't do on any other play. What he's going to do is he's going to dive underneath, intentionally go low, and try to get under the zero technique, defensive nose tackle, under his pads, and then just extend his body into him, therefore creating space for the quarterback to then move and then someone to push him in the back through the hole to get the 1 yard every single time because you're just extending your body, creating that 1 yard of space. Jason Kelsey, super athletic center, able to get low. John Michael Schmitz, not a super athletic center for the Giants, tries to do it, gets hurt, misses half the season.
Yeah.
A lot of teams don't realize that that's really the reason they're doing it. I'm guaranteed they've been, what's his name? The Nebraska guy.
Cam Jurgens.
Jurgens, he got hurt a little bit.
But that's my point too of why I said I wanted you to come in from a coach's perspective because now you're seeing Cam go in. And why did they sign Cam to a long-term extension? Because he learned from the best of what they did. And why did Jason Kelsey show up to the owners' meeting talking about how important this is in the game? Like, you got to understand, like, this is a part of the game. Like, we're not cheating. We're not doing anything. It's like, it's something that we take pride in. And when you take pride in something that you did, it is literally something that he loves and that he sacrificed everything on his body and won a Lombardi trophy. And now he teaches a kid that's behind him. Mind you, I'm not even dropping a Nebraska reference here. But he gets to teach a kid that was great in college too, but now gets to do it, and he gets to see the same thing and watch a man that is a first ballot Hall of Famer doing exactly what he's done. And this man stands up for the play that, mind you, we've all seen the quarterback sneak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Jason Kelsey kind of did the tush push, but he showed up and let them know, like, this is something that is important. If you're not good enough to do it, sorry.
Yeah, you need the body type and the prototypes to make it work too.
I also
100%.
So Hurts is perfect for it, right?
Correct.
Errol, you were saying before,
I would
guys.
think he would be the only one that's perfect for it because of his strength, his ability, his leg strength, and his ability to.
But if he doesn't have a center, is he going to have?
I think he could still do it. I think he's just so strong, and he has the ability to find the hole. I don't think.
But he's tried to go off all the gaps. He's never done the tush push. He's tried to go off the gaps and he got stopped all playoffs.
Yeah, so I agree, actually. If you don't have a center that knows how to do it, you can't run that play because it's not going to work. You need somebody that knows how to do that specific technique. It's unique. It's not a normal technique in football. So it's a specific type of athleticism that's required for that. That's why you see like a Trey McBride down there. You need to have really good quads and glutes and hamstrings. You need to be really strong in the upper leg. If you can do that and get low with your squats, you can't be one of these guys that do quarter squats and don't get down. You need to be the guy your ass almost hits the floor. Those are the guys that you need in there. And those are the guys you need pushing to stay that low and have that power. Hurts and Barkley, probably two of the strongest squatters there are.
They are.
So it's not surprising that those guys. I bet McBride's a great squatter too.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee that's why.
Just
those
so
guys
you
are
guys know something, Jalen Hurts, as far as from his waist down, is by far the strongest quarterback in the NFL. It's not even close.
Yep.
It's not even close.
Right, but at the same time, if it doesn't have the front inside. Do you think the Eagles would have signed Cam for a 4-year extension if he wasn't that dude to get that?
No,
Because he knows.
Yes and no,
behind them,
because
right?
you got to realize even though it's not their even though it's a big part of their offense, it's not the whole offense.
Yeah.
They still have to be able to do
No,
things.
but when you
Juergens
get
moves
when you
around
get to the
really well,
when you
too.
get to the goal line, Speedy, when you get to the goal line and you have a guy that has literally learned from the best that's ever done it, you wouldn't sign him to a 4-year deal.
Oh, that's understandable, but at the same time, would the Eagles have that same level of success if Kyler Murray or Bryce Young, like a smaller quarterback, was their quarterback?
They needed an athletic guy that can do what obviously Jason Kelsey can do, and they have one, and that's why it's working. But I still think it doesn't matter who I disagree with Fish. As long as Jalen Hurts is 100% healthy, you're probably, no matter what, you're going to get it at least 75% of the time. If you're getting the tush push,
just on a QB sneak, not a tush push or whatever you want to call it.
Even if you have a semi-decent center and he's trying to do the tush push,
Landon Dickerson could shift to center too. If
I honestly think that because Jalen Hurts is so shifty and so strong, they're going to probably get it. I would say 75% of the time, no matter what. That's just my opinion, and the way to stop it is pretty simple. I mean, if you have 3 really strong...
You did it with Josh Allen. We saw it.
Josh Allen's not great. I don't think Josh Allen's great because I don't think he gets low enough.
No, he's big. He's strong.
I think he's
he tries to use his body.
Yeah,
as
he's a fullback.
He's not as much of a knee bender. And so like one of the first things you get, like, as I get college coaches coming to ask about my high school offensive lineman, the first question they ask, is he a knee bender? Because it's about how low you get the leverage. It's a real thing.
Hold on, Fish. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so like you need to be able to get 90 degrees, and you need to be able, like, as an offensive lineman, you don't stand up until the play is over. So you need to be able to run at full speed while in a sort of a half crouch. So you need to be able to stay low and move quick at the same time, and have power at the same time as all of that. So it's not an easy thing to do. If you're a skill guy trying to do a line technique like this play basically is, you need to be able to stay low, be a knee bender, and have incredible power going forwards. There's certain exercises that show that, power cleaning being one of them, squats being another, and it's not surprising why the Eagles are successful. If the Jets want to use a guy like maybe Braylon Allen pushing behind, and now you have a Justin Fields who's a little bit stronger. He needs to put on a little bit of weight. He's not as strong as Hurts. But I believe if you guys might have a chance to do it, and teams that have more athletic, playing lower to the ground quarterbacks are the guys that I would want to try.
I want to get off the topic because we have a lot more to get into. I will say this. The Jets are going to use a lot of quarterback sneaks. That's why they drafted Mambu. The reason why they drafted Mambu is because Mambu is really, really strong, and they have Olu on the other side. They're 2 really strong anchors on your offensive line. And Mambu is just a beast. He's going to open up lanes. He's fast. He ran a 4.8 at the combine. He's going to split opening opportunities for guys.
But that doesn't do anything with you at the goal line.
It might. I mean,
your offensive linemen don't do anything on the goal line.
First of all, hold on one second.
No, I'm saying
it's not going to be on the inside of the line.
No, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be. If you're opening up one side of the line, all he's got to do is run right through it.
Well, you would think that, right? And the Eagles have Saquon Barkley, and if anyone was a Saquon Barkley fantasy owner last year, you know that you didn't get half as many touchdowns as you should have got, because even though Saquon Barkley could have ran right behind Lane Thomas every time and got in, they did the tush push because it's an automatic play for them because of how strong Hurts is.
And I think
I think that's the thing.
I think Justin Fields is going to score a lot of touchdowns for the Jets this year because that's what they're going to do. And Justin Fields, it has a young offensive line that can push people back. And this is a very athletic offensive line. I think this is going to be one of the better, and I'm not saying this as a Jet fan. This is going to be one of the more talented young offensive lines right now in the NFL. So
quickly, before we get off it, I do have a sort of a solution on how to stop it. And we saw one team try to do it. We saw Chris Jones try to go horizontal and attack the ball. And the reason why he did that is because it's a Spags idea. And I'm thinking what he's doing is, if you have horizontal pressure on the guy
to get away
from
the ball,
it knocks him off his axis, and now the nose can just go forwards and push him back. And I think that'll work, but I think Chris Jones hurt himself because he got hit before he was able to do it, so he tweaked his back doing that. I think the move is you put two guys. You have Chris Jones, and you put a linebacker behind him, so if he pushes him, the linebacker jumps over Jones and then knifes in and tries to
I was just
grab
about
him.
to say they get two athletic linebackers that can
I think
charge
that's
the middle
move.
and push
But
it.
it has to be in conjunction with affecting the leverage of the center.